Oh, shit.
So I'm back in Bristol and I'm finally uploading again. Very aware that I don't have a regular upload schedule, but that's quite alright. So who are you?
I'm your boyfriend.
He's my boyfriend, Kyle.
Hi,
Hi.
I'm Kyle and I'll be telling a story.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that's the third time you've introduced me now.
So Kyle's gonna tell us a story today, and at the same time we're gonna be eating this food that we got from St. Mary's Kitchen, which is a restaurant, a Jamaican family-owned restaurant in Bristol.
Mm-hmm.
So why did we choose this cuisine?
Well, because I'll be telling about a story about the Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So
I don't want to spoil it, so I'll tell the story when I tell the story.
okay, so this food, let's show it.
I mean, let me ask the audience.
So we've got rice and peas. In Belize we call it rice and beans, but pretty much everywhere else in the Caribbean I'm pretty sure they call it rice and peas. We've got jerk chicken, really popular dish in Jamaica especially. We've got the plantain, of course the plantain, the nicest part of the meal in my opinion. And then you've got the mac and cheese, which is quite a popular side. And
It's a really full dish.
yeah.
So we gonna be eating good.
Mm.
Let's start by talking about where you're from.
Belize is in Central America. It's on the Caribbean Sea, so a lot of people identify as Caribbeans. Yeah, so some famous sites in Belize is the Blue Hole, the Great Blue Hole. I'm pretty sure a lot of people recognize that image if we put it up on the screen somewhere. You know,
Have I seen it?
yeah, of course you have.
Oh, okay. Apparently I've seen that. Wait, I think this is my fork.
Okay, and also the Great Barrier Reef. Also Maya ruins are also very famous for our Maya ruins.
This is really good.
Is it? Do you like it? Good.
I really like it.
Right.
What else? Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, great. I'm really excited to hear this story, so I feel like we should just start.
Okay, so this is a story based semi on my childhood, because it kind of ties into my childhood. So when we were younger, a popular place that we'd go to, like for long weekends in Belize, is an island called San Pedro. It's off the coast of the mainland Belize. It's an amazing island, love it. So we'd go to this island, and it's completely surrounded by the sea, very warm, beautiful sea.
I really want to go there,
Yeah.
honestly.
One thing about Belize and its Great Barrier Reef is that it's called the Barrier Reef because it protects Belize from harsh sea, like the harsh waves. So it acts as a barrier. So it's very nice to swim in the sea, like on the beaches and stuff. So in the middle of San Pedro, there's lots of little tiny like lagoons or big ponds, basically, but lagoons. They're quite big, and often crocodiles would sort of rest in there because they're freshwater crocodiles, not saltwater crocodiles. So they would go into these lagoons and live. Now, there's this one area, it was opposite a hotel. I can't actually remember the name of the hotel. Something Bay, I feel like, but I can't remember anyways. This is a real story. I just want to make that clear because I don't want to... I promise you this is a real story.
I kind of want to try the chicken. Let's try the chicken
Yeah,
before
sure.
you get started. Ooh.
Yeah, I'll flip.
Thank you! Oh! Wait, is there like the sauce underneath?
Yeah, you can get the sauce. That jerk sauce is amazing. Yeah, that's nice.
I was in a trance. Like, it's so good!
Right. So where was I? Hotel. So yeah, hotel was opposite the lagoon, so a perfect place if you're a hustler to make a little bit of money. And I think one hustler had the bright idea of coming up with a way to make a bit of money. This guy was a little bit of a crackhead. Not a little bit, he definitely was a crackhead. Because no normal person does this, but
Wait, so was he a confirmed crackhead, or...?
he just seemed like one.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, one thing about Belize, like, where it is in the world is on that perfect sort of like highway for drugs from South America into...
Yeah.
So you do have a lot of drug addicts and dealers and whatever. Anyways, in this lagoon that I was talking about earlier, there's about a 6 or 7 foot croc. Now that's huge, that's like, 7 foot, that's, I think, an NBA player's sort of height. And this guy decided that he would throw like bits of raw chicken. I mean, maybe sometimes a whole thing, like a whole bit of chicken, just throw it at this crocodile. And you kind of have to see it. I mean, this crackhead's throwing chicken at a 7 foot croc. Like,
Wait, so like if he's a crackhead, how can he, like, is he, like, poor?
Right, this guy probably was making a bit of money, because basically there was this, like, old abandoned house that was up on stilts, because like in Belize you build a lot of houses off the ground because of hurricanes. If you're, like, ground level on an island, for example, you're probably going to get flooded out. It's already smart to do that, especially if it's a house made of wood. If it's a house made of cement, it doesn't really matter, but wooden houses are always up on stilts, because it's safer.
Wait, but my question was, like, I asked that question as a segue to another question. Where did he get the chicken?
So, I don't know how he started this little business endeavor, but I was getting to that. This abandoned house, you can go up the stairs, because the stairs were on the outside, it wasn't, like, blocked off. And you can go up onto, like, the porch, or like in Belize we call it the veranda. So that would be packed, like fully packed. Probably the most dangerous thing about that whole thing was sitting on this abandoned house that was like breaking, and like the surrounding it, like you had a good distance because this croc is huge. Like nobody's going next to it except for this one guy, and like it's got loads of space. There's loads of space, anyways. Yeah. And there's so many people, like tourists, like people hear about this. Like you want to see this guy feed a croc, a massive. It's not like you know, at Crocland in Florida or like zoos. They're not tamed, but they're also very used to human interaction. Like, this crocodile was probably like super wild. Like this was a wild crocodile before this guy started feeding it.
You had to have that mac and cheese.
You had to have that bite, yeah. So everybody would give like a little tip, like you know you have like street performers and you give him a little bit of cash when he comes around there. Like, same sort of thing, just a different way. So people would give him like, especially Americans, because there was so many American tourists in Belize, they'd give him some good money, like $50 per person. You know, that's like $50 Belize, but that would be a lot to them. Anyways, that's not the full story. It's not about this. It is about this one guy. I found it like this thing stuck in my head because. I've never seen a croc that big, and I've seen quite a few wild crocs in Belize, but that size, you know, getting free food every day, I couldn't imagine. I could imagine why he was getting so big. So I remember I was hanging out at home. I lived in the mainland of Belize, but I was hanging out at home, and a friend came up to me one day, and he was like, "Oh, do you know about the guy in San Pedro that feeds the crocodile?" I was like, "Yeah, I know who you're talking about." He's like, "Yeah, he got eaten." Right, and I was like, "Okay. Elaborate, please. Like, you can't just finish there." He was like, "Yeah, he was doing his thing, you know, his normal show, feeding and I think one day he just slipped, just lost his footing, and that was it for him."
That's crazy.
Yeah, you haven't even tried the plantain yet, right?
Oh my god, let's try it.
You can just take a bit and bite it.
It's really good.
The plantain's amazing.
Oh my god, this is so good. This is better than the Turtle Bay one.
Yeah.
I don't like the Turtle Bay one that much.
No? Oh, what, the plantain?
Compared to this, yeah.
Oh, shit. Let me put this bitch back in.
I feel like the video was really awkward. I'm not gonna lie.
Alright, let me show you a little trick that we do in Belize. So, like, you get your piece of chicken, right? And you scoop it up with the rice. So you're just like, chicken and rice is not really that much of a pro tip from chicken.
Okay, sorry.
No, but try it.
Okay, I'll do it.
The chicken rice combo is amazing.
So much left on this part.
Bro, come on.
Miniature version.
I feel like you should have gone for a bigger piece.
Okay, I'll try it again. Bro, this is so good! Okay, so, this video is a lot shorter than we anticipated. So we've decided to add a new segment.
There wasn't much like a new segment.
This video.
Like the first time. The first time we're mukbang, and you've decided to put a new segment.
Shut up! Listen, a new segment that we haven't, like, decided that we were gonna do beforehand. We're gonna rate.
You're gonna rate.
But you also have to.
Okay.
Based on, like, your best food that you've tried. Your best Caribbean food that you've tried.
I'll compare this to Britain though, because it just makes sense.
Okay, so I'm gonna rate each one of these things. So, mac and cheese. I've made something like this before.
Yeah.
So I'd give it a 6.
I mean, it's just mac and cheese at the end of the day.
Yeah, 6 out of 10.
This is a side, that's why it's not. It's not trying to steal the show.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's a supporting act.
Yeah, plantain. I'd give it 8 out of 10. Chicken. I'd give it 11 out of 10. And the rice and beans the same.
Mm.
Super good.
So, as far as Caribbean food that I've tried in Britain, which isn't much because I kind of stay away from it.
Yeah.
This is definitely the best.
Really?
This is
because it's probably homemade. That's it's homemade.
I feel like Turtle Bay, they jerk the chicken and it tastes like barbecue chicken rather than again, like I said to you, it's just macaroni and cheese. It's good, but it's a supporting act. The chicken, best jerk chicken in the Britain I've tasted so far, so I'm gonna give it 11 out of 10 like you did. Rice, perfection. I feel like the Turtle Bay rice is a bit too much coconut.
I'm just picking rice out of my hair.
Bruh.
Is there like anything left?
No.
Okay. Honestly, this isn't the first weird story that I've heard. All of them sound really weird.
Belize is like that though.
Yeah.